Once upon a time, there lived a village called Agulu. Life was guided by traditions passed down through generations. The people of Agulu revered their ancestors and worshipped the powerful gods of the land, believing that these deities influenced every aspect of their lives. One year, during the harmattan season, the village was plagued by a severe drought. The once lush fields turned to dust, and the river that sustained the village dried to a mere trickle. The elders, the custodians of wisdom and tradition, gathered in the sacred grove to pray for guidance. Amidst the silence, a soft, ethereal light enveloped the grove, and the air vibrated with divine energy. The gods had spoken, revealing their chosen one, a young girl named Oluchi. She was only 16, with eyes that mirrored the depth of the night sky and a heart pure as a mountain spring. Her parents, humble farmers, were astonished and honored by the gods' selection. The gods declared that Oluchi would lead the village in a sacred ritual to appease the deities and bring rain to the parched land. However, the elders were skeptical. Traditionally, only those of a certain age and status could perform such rituals. Oluchi's youth and inexperience were seen as insurmountable barriers. Chief Mbakwai, the oldest and most respected elder, voiced his doubts. The god's choice is unusual and unprecedented. How can a mere girl, untested and unlearned, bear the weight of such responsibility? We cannot risk the future of our village on this. Despite the divine proclamation, the elders rejected Oluchi. They decided to proceed with their rituals, led by Chief Mbakwai himself. Oluchi, heartbroken and confused, could only watch as the elders prepared for the ceremony. On the day of the ritual, the village gathered under the scorching sun, hope mingling with desperation. Chief Mbakwai, adorned in ceremonial garb, began the intricate dance and chants meant to invoke the gods' favor. But as the ritual progressed, an unsettling stillness descended. The sky darkened, not with rain clouds but with a palpable sense of foreboding. Suddenly, a fierce wind swept through the village, extinguishing the ceremonial fires and scattering offerings. The villagers gasped in fear as a thunderous voice echoed through the heavens. It was Buluku, the chief deity, furious and disappointed. "You have defied our will," boomed Buluku. "You have rejected our chosen one, and for this, you shall face the consequences." Lightning cracked the sky, and torrential rain began to fall, not the life-giving rain they had hoped for, but a destructive deluge. The river swelled rapidly, flooding homes and fields. Crops were washed away, and livestock perished in the chaos. The villagers were left to grapple with the wrath they had unwittingly brought upon themselves. Amid the turmoil, Oluchi felt an overwhelming surge of power. The gods had not abandoned her. She stood in the center of the village, eyes closed, and began to chant the ancient incantations that had come to her in dreams. Her voice, filled with divine resonance, rose above the storm. Slowly, the rain ceased, and the floodwaters began to recede. The villagers, drenched and trembling, turned to Oluchi, their last hope. As she finished the incantation, a gentle, nourishing rain began to fall, soaking into the parched earth. The sky cleared, revealing a radiant rainbow, an unmistakable sign of the gods' forgiveness. But the damage had been done. The village was left in ruins, and many lives were lost. The elders, humbled and grief-stricken, approached Oluchi with bowed heads. Chief Mbakwai, his voice quivering with remorse, spoke, "We were blind to the gods' wisdom and let our arrogance lead us astray. Forgive us, Oluchi, and lead us back to the gods' favor." Oluchi, with tears streaming down her face, nodded. "I will lead, but we must rebuild together, with humility and reverence for the gods' will." The village of Agulu slowly recovered, guided by Oluchi's wisdom and the enduring lesson of their ordeal. The elders, once proud and rigid, became her staunchest supporters, recognizing that true leadership often comes in unexpected forms. Oluchi's story became a somber legend, a tale of divine power and human fallibility. It was a reminder that the gods' wisdom transcends human understanding and that rejecting their will bring sorrow and suffering. The people of Agulu learned to trust in the unseen, honoring the gods with renewed faith and humility, forever changed by the price of their defiance. In the end, Oluchi's leadership brought prosperity back to Agulu, but the scars of the past remained, a testament to the power of the gods and the cost of human pride.